Good morning, and we are going back to looking at Pilate's uh, attempt to release Jesus, and this is part two. Luke 23:13 through 22. Obviously, he has done nothing to deserve the death penalty. Pilate knew they had brought Jesus to him because they were jealous. So, he said, it is your custom to choose a prisoner to release at Passover. So, should I release Barabbas or Jesus, who's called Christ, the King of the Jews? Pilate thought this man claimed to be a king, even in the slightest bit hostile to Rome, then the crowd would love him. Instead, the Jewish leaders didn't want Jesus to go free, and the leaders led the people to make the decision. Barabbas was an infamous criminal and was in prison and with those who had committed murder during a rebellion. Chief priests and the elders persuaded the people to have Jesus executed. So the crowd shouted, "Don't release Jesus. Take him away. Release Barabbas." The crowd, whom Pilate was convinced would release Jesus, instead condemned him. And because of this, Pilate did not have the courage to go against these religious leaders. Then, what shall I do with Jesus? Pilate asked. Crucify him. Pilate wanted to release Jesus, so he appealed to them again. But they kept shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him." Why? Pilate asked. What has he done wrong? I find no grounds for the death penalty. I have whipped and released him, and then release him. This was strange, almost an insane scene. This cruel Roman governor fighting for the life of Jesus, but giving in to the Jews and his armies that pushed Jews around. They wouldn't put up with it. Can you imagine the people that cried Hosanna to him a week before now are crying out, "Crucify him"? The crowd rejected Jesus, embraced Barabbas, whose name means son of the Father, who was a terrorist and a murderer. If anyone should be able to say Jesus died for me, it was Barabbas. And he knew what it was to have Jesus die on behalf of the guilty. The Pilate delivered Jesus over to be crucified.